Even though everyone sometimes tells small white lies, there are still some types of deceit that are more harmful than others in romantic relationships. Being lied to by a girl hurts, especially if it's someone you trust. Now, this might be a woman you're dating, a woman in your family, a woman you work with, a woman you go to yoga with, or really anyone you interact with on a regular basis. Whatever your motives may be, you definitely want to learn how to spot a lie. Fortunately for you, we have the ideal hints for you to keep a lookout for, and they are not only for ladies but for people of all genders. Here we go, like and subscribe. They avoid making eye contact. Science has debunked many alleged red flags of lying, yet others still remain true. It's been said that if your girlfriend avoids eye contact, they could be hiding something. When you question someone about something, it's a sign if they don't make eye contact with you, even if they usually do. Either there are too much or too little details if your girlfriend is lying to you via text. You should also be on the lookout for this sign. It would totally depend on how she normally communicates with you through text and conversation. While some women want to go into great detail, others choose to skip the specifics in order to go straight to the point. We are going to assume that you are familiar with how your girlfriend typically speaks at this point. Something could be wrong if she often includes a ton of details but now chooses to be brief. On the other hand, if she typically relates quite briefly unimportant stories, it may seem unusual when she suddenly begins mentioning intricate details. They deny and say they didn't do it. Your girlfriend's behavior might reveal whether or not they are telling the truth. If they deny doing something after you accuse them of doing it, there's a probability they are lying. A person who is telling the truth is more likely to state, "I did not do it," as opposed to a person who is lying who will use the shortened form, "I didn't do it." When you ask, she becomes irritated. One of the best ways to spot a girl who is lying is by doing this. She would respond, "I just told you." Although, to be fair to her, repeating yourself may get very tedious. But why would she be angry if she would just take a few words to answer your question? When you raise a question, being furious or defensive does two things. One, since she is obviously bothered by the subject, it may cause you to avoid it, leaving you to wonder why. Two, if she sees you getting angry, she could change the subject and say that you are meddling too much in her business. In order to avoid having to repeat her deception, she may be lying and is counting on these two outcomes. They boast that they never lie. Someone is lying if they claim not to lie. Everyone occasionally commits minor white lies, and sometimes these lies are acceptable, but you should be able to tell the difference between small lies and complete dishonesty. Stretching the truth is often acceptable as long as there are no major repercussions if exposed. She gets anxious when you ask about something. You should naturally want to know how your girlfriend is doing since you care about her. Therefore, if she begins to panic, this should set up flags in your thoughts. If you are only wondering about something completely harmless, why would she suddenly get so anxious? If she starts to speak hastily or her pitch changes, she is likely in a state of fear. If she makes obscene hand motions, that's another sign. After that, she can become uneasy or start to worry that you asked, to the point that she frantically wants to change the subject. What they tell you and what they post on social media are different. If your girlfriend told you that they were going to be somewhere but then appears on Instagram in a different location, their plans may have changed or they may not have been entirely honest about their actions. Establishing social media boundaries for a relationship is recommended to prevent hurting one another's feelings. Her stories don't add up. For the girl who wasn't able to practice her lines, this is for you. Small inconsistencies might be a sign that she is not being entirely truthful. Either she forgot her original storyline or perhaps she forgot that another friend had stopped by. When we recall what we did on a certain day, it's simple to forget little facts. However, if she twists her story nearly entirely, it may be seen as a little weird. They are behaving weirdly. The standard, or how a person typically behaves, is the foundation for lie detection. When a person differs from that pattern, it's likely because they are under stress and/or lying. Perhaps they are cancelling arrangements more frequently or acting distant recently. Perhaps they are showing you too much affection in a strange way. Whatever the case may be, if you see that your girlfriend is acting differently, it might be a red flag. She does not want you to double check. One of the simplest techniques to determine whether your girlfriend is lying is by doing this. You could already be convinced that she is telling a lie. You'll probably attempt to conduct a little fact checking to show that she is. You decide to check her phone, but she either keeps it on her person at all times or has a password on it. Say you got the password correctly and you begin looking through her texts and photos, you could come across an empty photo album or an empty inbox. Since using her phone is no longer an option for you to try out, your hacking skills may need to come into play. The Facebook account, for example, when she's not looking. Sadly, however, either she has changed her passwords or she erased all of the messages. So what other options are there when their phone and Facebook don't show anything? You try to find out where she has gone by asking her friends, but even if they are online, they oddly don't respond. That makes it 3 strikes. Then I believe it is time for you to talk to your girlfriend and find out whether she is keeping anything from you. Who knows? Maybe she may give in and tell you that there is something going on that she doesn't want you to know about. Apparently, your partner is lying according to someone else. Finding out that your girlfriend isn't who you thought they were from others is difficult. You could be tempted to doubt witnesses who claim to have seen your girlfriend becoming too intimate with someone else. If there is just one individual who has suspicions, consider them to be pure speculation. But it's time to talk to your partner if several others express their worries or provide you with hard evidence. They say you are lying. Your girlfriends may accuse you of lying or cheating as an attempt to justify their own behaviour and place the responsibility on you. If your girlfriend is capable of lying, cheating or stealing, they may assume you are as well. Lies may be shown by delayed responses. Keep track of how long it takes for them to reply. When you're having an important talk, does your girlfriend take the time to respond? When someone expresses their mind, they often do it quickly and forcefully in order to express their feelings, ideas and judgments. On the other hand, if someone looks to be rethinking their thoughts or looking for the right words, they may not be truly honest. In order to avoid hurting others with the truth, people occasionally make white lies. Other times, they are trying to figure out how to encourage others. They explain things far too much. How intricate is the narrative? Although it is normal to explain things to your girlfriend, there should be warning signs for you if your girlfriend gives you a lot of explanations. The typical response to a question will be brief and direct. Liars often fabricate a detailed story to convince their target that they are telling the truth. Always go back to a person who is being honest and their initial reactions. If someone had asked you that same question, how would you have responded? Never ever should you lie to someone. If you think your girlfriend is lying to you, you are probably angry and worried. But in the end, all you can do is watch out for those warning signs. People who lie will eventually tumble over themselves and you will discover that they were lying.